Welcome! My name is Colleen Tauke and I'm a sewing specialist here at Fons & Porter. In this Quilting Quickly tutorial, I'm going to show you how to put together the blocks in the quilt called Sizzler. If you'd like to purchase our pattern, please visit our website. As you can see in the quilt behind me, I have similar pieces here on the Sewing Center. We're using a really pretty yellow, kind of a buttery colored background, and then we're going to be using a set of pre-cut 10-inch squares that we can then cut this melon shape from and create this wonderful kind of illusion of circles going on. So from the pattern, it'll tell you what the number of the background squares that you need to cut, and then we're going to be working with these 10-inch squares to create appliques. The nice part is they're all color coordinated for you in advance, so you can create this, you can use everything in the grouping. So what we're going to be doing is creating, so we've got background squares here, and what we need to do is create units that look like this, that match, that we can then put together to create this shape. So what we're going to be doing is taking the pattern, now the pattern that's printed in your magazine, or in your pattern, the shape that's created is this kind of melon shape like this. What you want to do with that is you can just trace right to your heat and bond or your favorite fusing agent, and you can just lay this on top and trace. But as you see, we have to trace a lot of these shapes. So to take the one little extra step to go and use template plastic and trace that shape and cut it out will give you a little bit easier shape to manipulate when you're tracing them for your applique. So what I've done here is I've traced the shape onto the template plastic, I've cut it out, I've marked it in case maybe I want to come back and make another quilt. Maybe I want to make a baby quilt or a table runner with this. So I've gone ahead and marked what pattern it was for and what magazine issue that it came from. And then when I'm trying to create my shapes on the fusible agent, this is a double-sided paper fusible, I can then just go in with a pencil and quickly trace around the shape and manipulate that really fast without having to move my fusible over the magazine and manipulate it that way. This is a little bit faster, and you get a really nice accurate line because your pencil will goes right up against that template plastic over and over, and you get a really regular shape that you can cut for your applique. So I find that when I have to make a lot of them, this is the best route. It doesn't take that long to trace one and cut it out. And I used a Sharpie on that so that it would be marked and ready to go. Then what you're going to do is go in and you're just going to bubble cut these out, which means to leave a space around the outside edge, like that. You don't want to cut on the actual line yet. And then we're going to do is window fusing. Now this is a choice. Some quilters would rather leave all of the fusible agent behind each of the shapes. Others don't want that stiff feel. So what we can do is go in and cut away the very center, and I'm leaving anywhere from 1/4 to 3/8 of an inch or so of fusible agent near my drawn line. So what I've got is like this. Now I can take those, once I've cut all these out, go to the back side of my fabric. I'm going to remove one side of the fusible agent. Since this is a steam seam, I can remove the paper on the one side. Now it's tacky, so I can place that on the back side of my fabric and place it and temporarily just hold it down by touching it. I can remove it and reposition it if I can't get all four, but you should be able to easily get 4 shapes, 3 across this way and 1 this way. So you'll have no problem getting all 4 that you need, the 4 matching to go together. So once you've got that in place on the back of your fabric, you can hit it with the iron. You don't need to set it for very long. Follow instructions that come with your fusible agent. Each one of them is a little bit different. It will tell you how hot to set your iron, how long to press. So once that's in position and held, then I can come in with my scissors and I can cut right on the drawn line. This is your chance, if your pencil line was just a little bit messy, this is your chance to make that perfect crisp cut to create your applique shapes. Okay, we got one side and down the other. This is the kind of thing, once you get all of those shapes fused in place, since you have to cut quite a few, this would be kind of the time to find a TV show or something to do to keep your mind busy while you're cutting all of your melon shapes out like this. Now what you need to do is your background squares. You're going to remove the paper that will fuse the edge. So again, we're just taking that away. Again, it's kind of tacky, so it's repositionable at this point. And you can just go corner to corner, kind of floating inside there. If you want to put a little line, that's up to you, but close counts at this point, or you're getting pretty close to the 1/4 inch seam. So position this on your background, hit it again, follow your instructions, just lightly, heat it in place, and then you're going to need to edge finish those pieces. With raw edge applique, you still need to come back and do some kind of a stitch. Now you have choices. You can do invisible thread if you don't want to see the stitching. You can do a contrasting thread, you can do a matching thread, you could use a variegated thread. Here I've done it in red so that you can see it. I wouldn't choose red for this project, but for your advantage, you can see that I've gone in and done a blanket stitch along the outer edge of each of these shapes. Now if you want to see more about the applique method, window applique, please visit our So Easy tab at our website, and I'll show you more options for finishing that edge on the applique and some examples of those. But we need then, once we have 4 of these finished, we're simply creating a 4-patch. So join 2 together here, these 2 together here, and then join the 2 rows together to create that 4-patch melon for citrus sizzler. And as you can see, all these kind of are laid out so that you want to, if you have a bright fabric, and here there's a bright blue and there's a bright red, and same with this quilt, there's even a black in this one. You're going to want to lay your blocks out. Once you get to the all the appliques done, you're going to want to lay your blocks out and think about the color arrangement. Step back, take a photograph, kind of get that color balanced so that all the pink ones aren't grouped together with all the green ones over here. Kind of spread them apart. There's an outer border on this quilt, and you've created your version of Citrus Sizzler. If you'd like to see more of our Quilting Quickly tutorials, please visit our website. Thanks for joining me today.